Seahawks looking real dangerous right now. It's insane. They're in their second half surge. They're doing it. They just kicked the shit out of the Eagles yesterday. James Worthington is here. I'm Adrian Fedke. Week 11 recap. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good, man. I mean, the Eagles took a tough loss yesterday, but I was kind of expecting them to lose. I just don't like how they lost because they kind of beat themselves. And, the rest of the division rolled. So Monday I didn't get my free coffee before work, but we move on, don't we?
Yeah. I'll just ask you real quick before we move on to our power rankings. I said on our show yesterday, I think the Eagles are going to win 5 of the last 6 games, and they're going to finish 10-6. Am I crazy?
I don't think it's crazy. They have 4 home games left. They're 4-0 at home. I think that the defense definitely plays a lot better at home and feeds off the crowd's energy. And if we can just get a win against Cincinnati, who lost A.J. Green and Gio Bernard for the season, and they've been playing bad, that's 5 wins right there. So, I think Baltimore on the road is winnable, but it'll be a tough game, especially with that defense. And I think every home game we got is winnable. So, we'll see, man. I think that we thought this would be the tail end of that tough stretch, but Green Bay and Cincinnati aren't as good as we thought they'd be. So, maybe it's starting to look a little better for them.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. You got everything you need in front of you at home. Like the tough matchups against the divisional opponents, the Redskins, the Giants, the Cowboys. Even in Week 17, they might be resting their starters by that point. We don't know that yet. If they're going up against Seattle though for that number 1 seed, they might play Dak and Zeke and everybody. We'll see. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like Cincinnati, all of a sudden 3-6-1. Like they ain't shit right now. I ain't scared of them.
Yeah, they're not. Marvin Lewis is going to be fired. Marvin Lewis is definitely going to be fired. I'm not scared of them.
So, Green Bay that's going to be the tough one. We'll see because now they're 4-6, coming off that loss last night. They've lost 4 in a row now. So their backs are against the wall. Kind of a tough time to play them, I think. But at the same time, I definitely think they're beatable. So, it's like these teams that I thought we were going to lose to all of a sudden don't look as great as they did earlier on in the year. So I think these games are winnable.
Yeah, they're definitely winnable. Green Bay's defense is complete trash right now. So as long as our defense shows up to play Monday, we'll be good. I think at least.
Yeah, as long as they get back to crushing the quarterback. The stat that I had coming into the game yesterday, they averaged 3.8 sacks at home compared to just 2.0 on the road. So there really is a difference between, the home cooking and being on the road. All right, let's get into the power rankings. We'll get into some Nelson Aguilar talks a little bit later. Seattle is number 1 on the list for me. I had Dallas last week, but I smartened up. Seattle's the best team right now. Because they beat New England. So that's why I have them at number 1. Even though I still think if they would meet in the Super Bowl, Seattle, New England, I would probably take the Patriots. But these 2 teams, for me, are the clear-cut 1 and 2 of the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said before the show, I think they're just on a crash course to have a rematch of the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Seattle got a little revenge this season, the regular season, but they're going to want it in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's hungry to stick it to Roger Goodell, and Seattle, they're 7-2-1 now, and they had another slow start, and they're back there rolling again. Russell Wilson's looking like a all-pro type player. Jimmy Graham's actually back to being Jimmy Graham. They're pretty scary. We'll see. Rawls was running pretty hard in the game. I know Procise got hurt, but if Thomas Rawls runs like the way he did against the Eagles, the team's going to be tough to beat. And even if Dallas does lock up home field, I'm taking Seattle over them every time in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the defense is back to play really, really well. Legion of Boom. And don't sleep on those other cornerbacks, Sean Shedd, Jeremy Lane. Those guys are pretty good too. So the last couple of years, Richard Sherman really hasn't had a viable quarterback on the other side. I had Kerry Williams last year. It's ever since Brandon Browner left, they've been trying to find a guy. But Deshaun Shedd might be the guy. So I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, and then don't forget about that guy in the middle, Bobby Wagner. He's a monster. I think he had
I was just talking secondary. I didn't even get to the front seven yet.
Bobby Wagner's a beast, man. I would love to have him here.
Oh, you're not kidding, dude. Yeah. They're stacked. KJ Wright. I mean, Michael Bennett didn't even play. So unbelievable. Yeah, best team in football right now. So you're in agreement with me?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit too. You said Russell Wilson back to having his mobility back. I mean, that one play where he scrambles to his left, he throws it up to Jimmy Graham. That was unbelievable. General Watkins, it'd be nice if you try to tackle the motherfucker, but whatever.
Yeah, that was terrible. He's draped all over him. The ball gets there, and he lets him go. I couldn't believe it.
Played slapsies. Terrible. All right. New England, number 2. They got another win, 30-17 over the lowly 49ers. Tom Brady has another big game. I haven't seen the stats yet, but I know he put up 36 fantasy points for me. So that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know he hit 4 touchdowns, and Gronk didn't even play. Deion Lewis is back. It looks like they're slowly working him in, which they can afford to do because James White's been playing really good. And LeGarrette Blount, I think, had 100 yards or over 100 yards again. So, they're rolling offensively. The defense is a little bit of a concern. I mean, they got rid of Chandler Jones in the offseason, and they just obviously got rid of Collins. So we'll see if Belichick's method to his madness actually pays off, because I was a little surprised when they got rid of Jamie Collins. But, I mean, they're the Patriots. They're the best quarterback to ever play the game. So, yeah, they're the clear-cut number 1 team in the AFC.
Yeah, I didn't like the Chandler Jones trade in the offseason. I didn't like Jamie Collins. If this was Chip Kelly, we'd be murdering this shit, but it's Bill Belichick, so it's like, well, it's Bill Belichick, so it's hard to critique him.
Yeah, I mean, when he's got 4 Super Bowl wins, he deserves a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, but it is a little bit concerning though, because that pass rush is starting to become more and more non-existent each and every week, and it's concerning.
They brought in Chris Long to replace Chandler Jones, and I haven't watched too much of the Patriots this year, but I don't think he's not really as much of a pass rusher. I know he's solid; he's a good DN, but they don't really have anybody to get after the passer like they had previous years. So, and they also, I mean, I know it was a couple years now, but when Vince Wilfork left, they really missed him clogging up the middle too.
Yeah. They got some guy like Jabal Sheard. They still have Rob Ninkovich. Guys like that. But these guys aren't a Chandler Jones. And Jamie Collins was a guy that did literally everything. Yeah, former safety in college.
Money.
Yeah, former safety in college. He can cover, he can blitz, he can tackle, he can do everything. So that was really dumb. Jamie Collins is one of the more underrated defensive players in the league, in my opinion. Yeah. So
for him, he gets stuck in Cleveland.
Yeah. All right, Dallas, number 3. They pick up a win over Baltimore yesterday. Kind of sleepwalked through the first half. Then they got it going. Dak Prescott finds Dez Bryant for 2 touchdowns. Another impressive performance for Prescott. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys?
Yeah, I mean, I watched most of that game yesterday, and I was, rooting like hell for Baltimore, and they were holding their own in the beginning. I mean, they don't have much on offense, but their defense is good. I think they came into the game number 1 in total yards given up or something like that. So, yeah, they were shutting down Zeke early, but you know what that offensive line does? They're gonna grind any team down to the end, and in the fourth quarter, they get better while the defenses are getting tired. So Zeke's probably in the top 3 for MVP candidates. Dak Prescott is looking more and more like Russell Wilson every freaking game. I mean, he's playing unbelievable for a quarterback. So as much as I hate to say it, yeah, you got to give him respect. So, I mean, they look like right now they look Seattle, like I just said earlier. I'll take them in the playoffs over Dallas.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up Zeke's numbers because, all right, so he went for 25 for 97. So it's about 4 yards per carry. Didn't seem like that because, for a lot of the game, he was getting shut down. That Baltimore his front seven was doing a really good job against them. Dak finishes 27-36, 301, 3 touchdowns. So he got going in the second half because he struggled in the first half. Dean Pease dialed up some blitzes, and Dak was having a little bit of trouble setting his feet, kind of was missing his targets a little bit, throwing the ball a little bit behind, but definitely picked up his play in the second half.
Yeah, I saw a pretty interesting stat about him since that game-winning drive against the Eagles. I think he's like 24 of his last 26 pass attempts in the fourth quarter since that Eagles game. So, I mean, he's getting it done when it matters. And Cole Beasley, his chemistry with Dak it's really good. Yeah. He's a great number 2 to Dez. I mean, always.
I took some heat.
What?
I thought you finished. Your fucking shit's lagging again, unfortunately. You'll see what I'm talking about when you watch the show. You're like cutting in and out, unfortunately, sometimes. But I'm about Cole Beasley. I said during the summer when the Eagles got DGB, and I was like, don't get your hopes up about DGB. Cole Beasley is better than him. And even though I like the DGB trade, Cole Beasley is very, very underrated, and I never realized how underrated he was until I got into arguments with people over the summer. He's basically another Julian Edelman. Like, he's real quick, real shifty, good after the catch, good on those little pivot routes and shit like that. I mean, he can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I mean, that's who I said I saw in him yesterday. He's like Julian Edelman. He works hard. Cole Beasley seems to have gotten better every year. And then when Dez was out, he stepped up in a big way. Dez has come back. People are saying, Cole Beasley's stats might fall down. They really haven't. I think Dak looks to him under pressure, him and Witten more than Dez. Dez just, obviously, you got to put in place for him because he's such a good talent.
Yeah. Dez is like the playmaker, then Cole's the guy that's going to move the chains. Like in 3rd and 4, you want to go to Cole Beasley.
Exactly.
3rd and 10, you want to throw the slant to Dez.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, number 4, Oakland. They play tonight against Houston in Mexico. Derek Carr. I mean, I've been sucking his cock all season long. He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's as good as any young quarterback in the game right now. I mean, I think the last time I was on here 2 weeks ago, I was saying he's right there in the MVP conversation, and that hasn't changed. I mean, it's crazy. I thought Oakland would be better this year. I didn't think they'd be this much better. And he's thrown to 2 great guys. I mean, Michael Crabtree looked like a bust in the first couple of years of his career. He goes into Oakland, and he's looking every bit as good as advertised. And obviously, Amari Cooper is really freaking good. He's taken big steps up this year. So that offense is good. Latavius Murray's there. So as long as their defense can hold up, I think Oakland's going to be possibly maybe the 3rd seed or maybe even the 2 seed if they can win that division.
They're the 2 seed right now. Because if they win tonight, they go to 8-2, second best record in the AFC. And if they win their division, the winner of that division is probably going to be the number 2 seed because look at the AFC North. You got Pittsburgh and Baltimore both at 5-5. Houston, if they lose tonight, they go to 6-4. So all of a sudden they would open up a 2-game lead over Houston. Let's see. What do I want to say? Oh, I love the way Derek Carr throws a deep ball. Perfect trajectory. I love his deep ball. I always thought Joe Flacco threw a really good deep ball. But Derek Carr is right there with him.
Yeah, I mean, he had all the talent coming out in college, and he's got his brother who failed in the NFL probably helping him, giving him some advice. So, I mean, and he's also got – I like Jack Del Rio as a coach. I think he's got a good coach there, and he's not afraid to be aggressive. When you're a young quarterback, you love that. So I think his situation's great.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Number 5. I still have Kansas City in the top 5, even though they lose to Tampa Bay yesterday. So that was a tough loss. That even happened with Andy Reid here in Philadelphia. Sometimes, they'll get on a roll, and then they'll just have like a random loss like that, like a home loss to like Tampa Bay, just a random team like that. I still like them moving forward. I still think they have a good team. I like their defense. I like the way they move the ball offensively, slow and methodical. So I basically still have them in the top 5 because I don't know who else to put in the top 5. There's no one really else out there except maybe you can make the argument for Denver, maybe make the argument for Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing my power rankings, that's what it came down to for me. I said, all right, Kansas City lost to Tampa. That was really surprising. Maybe I'll bump them out, and then I think who's going to come in? Yeah, there's Denver, and there's Atlanta. And I like Kansas City better than both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Andy Reid's he's a good coach, a great coach, and Alex Smith's not going to make too many mistakes. You'd like to see more out of their receiving core, but they run the ball well, and like we always talk about, they play good defense, and that's what wins.
Yeah. It's amazing what they can do offensively, considering they don't really have a lot of talent there. They really don't. Jeremy Maclin obviously is a beast, Travis Kelce, but not much after that. So. I
mean, and Macklin's been banged up this year. I know that rookie receiver they got, Tyreek Hill, he looks like he might be pretty good. We'll see. I mean, they could definitely use another receiver to take the pressure off Maclin because besides him and Kelce, you're not really going to be game planning for much in the passing game. I mean, I know Sharkhandrick West and Spencer Ware are pretty good out of the backfield catching passes, but they could really use another guy, like a wideout too, to help Maclin, I think.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So who else they got? They got Chris Conley. They got Albert Wilson, Tyreek Hill. There's not much.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. All right, we'll talk a little Jared Goff real quick, and then we'll get into the Eagles. Jared Goff, first NFL start, 17-31, 134 yards, 0 of 5 on passes over 10 yards. So Jeff Fisher was very, very conservative with him. I haven't seen him play yet, so I'm going to watch that game either tonight or tomorrow at some point on the NFL replay. But not encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, Jared, like you said, Jeff Fisher didn't really take many shots with him. I mean, they were in the game. St. Louis was winning the game. It would have been big for him for his confidence to get that win. They pulled it out, and they've been hot. The Dolphins out of nowhere, 6-4 now? And that's, to me, I thought they were complete trash this year. So that's that. And, I didn't watch the game, so I can't really say if he played poorly. Stat line's terrible, but that could just be a problem with the game plan. I mean, we've seen that with Wentz a couple of times this year. So, I mean, you'll look for them to open the playbook up more. I think Todd Gurley did a little better yesterday. I think he averaged a little under 4 yards a carry, had a touchdown. So if Goff can start playing better, that'll open up things for Gurley, which is going to help the offense a lot. But if you think about it, I think they've got Kenny Britt and Tavon Austin he's thrown to. And I'm not big on either of them.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, they gave Tavon Austin that contract before the season. That was stupid.
I agree.
They do a lot of dumb shit there with the Rams. It's not much better than what the Browns are doing.
And I'm surprised Jeff Fisher's still got a job, man.
He's got to be gone after the year. He's just so mediocre at this point. He's just
I know.
Shit, man. All right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, how about those Dolphins? 6-4. You mentioned them. When I did my NFL preview stuff, I had the Dolphins ranked as my third worst team in the NFL, and it just makes me jealous because I wanted Adam Gase so fucking bad. I knew he was a genius, and we settled for Doug Peterson. So yeah.
Imagine Wentz with Gase calling the plays, man.
Oh, my God. Eggplant emojis.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and having Jay Ajayi playing like he has, that's really helped Miami. And, Ryan Tannehill's playing better. Devontae Parker, I don't know what he did this weekend, but he's played good last week. I know he was their leading receiver. So if he starts playing better, you know how good Landry is, that they'll be good. And I know their front seven's been playing a lot better defensively, which they put a lot of money into it. It's about time they saw something out of it. So,
yeah. Yeah, Parker, I think, has like 80 and a touchdown, but don't trust me on that. I think he did something like that.
I
But
know
yeah,
Landry had a touchdown because he like the freaking pile got like plowed 5 yards into the end zone.
yeah. He's on my fantasy team. I fuck
Yeah, I like Dangeruss.
my juggernaut of a team.
Yeah, yeah, it's PPR too, and he's like your second wide receiver.
Yeah, and God, I had Keenan Allen hurt right in the beginning of the year, and my receiver is still stacked.
Yeah, we're drafting, and you literally like I'm like, all right, I want this guy to fall to me. First couple rounds, you're taking the guys I want. I'm like, well, I'm not going to get any of them.
I'm too smart.
I hated it. I knew your team was going to be good.
But here's the thing that happens to me is like I'll put up a great record, and I get fucked over in the first round every single time. That divisional round, like semifinals, happens every time. I do better when I like sneak into the playoffs because then I'm like hot. I come in hot, and then I fucking steamroll through the playoffs. I win more times when I'm a 6 seed than a 1 seed.
Oh yeah, I mean I can vouch for that. That same shit's happened to me. It's like get to the playoffs and these guys that have been great all year, that just happen to have an off game, and you're like, well, geez. So I think one of my buddies, he's got Ezekiel Elliott and DeMarco Murray, and I'm playing him this week, and they had okay games, but they didn't have great games, and I think I'm beating him, and he's shocked. He doesn't understand how. And I was like, that happens, man. Fantasy's like all luck, pretty much. It's out of our control.
You know who my running backs are, right?
Yup, Bell and Zeke.
Yeah, that wasn't fair. And I have a pretty good quarterback too, Andrew Luck, and I have Luck and Wilson. I have both of them. Yeah, Luck and Wilson. And then my receivers are stacked. I got made fun of because I took all the suspended guys.
Yeah, I know. Some of it paid off, some of it didn't. Josh Gordon, man.
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, so I took all the suspended guys, but I still started 4-0. So anyway, who cares about my fantasy team? Real quick on Aguilar. I know you got to get out of here by 6:30. All right, so press conference today. Doug Peterson, all right, how did you interpret it? Did you interpret it the same way I did? He basically benched him, and he benched him in the nicest way possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to rip up your own player in the public eye.
Yeah.
But you don't have to say, oh, I'm going to keep loving him and all this stuff when he costed us 10 points in the game. I mean, that touchdown that got called back, that literally just didn't line up right. He had nothing to do with the play. And his reasoning is, I was focused on the coverage. Well, it's a freaking screen pass to the tight end, and you're on the other side of the field. He's got a ref and Greg Lewis yelling at him to line up. And then what? The next drive, he drops a crucial third down pass right there. Beautiful throw by Wentz. I mean, as I felt bad for him, like when I heard him talking today, saying I'm in my own head, or maybe it was yesterday after the game, I'm in my own head. But at the same time, man, this is Philly. You have to be mentally tough because we're going to let you hear it when you screw up. Most people at this point, I would say they like Jordan Matthews. But we still are going to boo him when he has those critical drops, which it seems like he's good for one every game. And it's always on a big freaking play, and it's frustrating. But
it happened again yesterday. Yeah. He dropped one on like a third down.
Yeah, I know. No, I remember. He's good for one every game. That's basically what I've come to assume. But yeah, Doug Peterson, I don't know what he's doing behind closed doors, but it seems like he's a little too nice, which was a concern of yours coming into the season.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like it because I know Malcolm Jenkins didn't hold back.
Yeah. He didn't fuck around.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that, because Aguilar, I don't care if he's a first-round pick. He's about to be through 2 years, and the guy has all the talent in the world. It's time to freaking man up and be mentally tough and just play the freaking game,
Dude, there is talent there. Ray Didinger said it yesterday. I saw his first preseason game. I saw it. It was there. And then right after the preseason, once he started dropping the balls and all that shit, it just got in his head. And this is a town, this is a city where if you are mentally fragile, you are fucked.
Oh, I agree 100%.
And simple. He is fucked. He's never going to be shit in Philadelphia. He's got to get a new fresh start somewhere because it's not going to work out here. It's just not.
Yeah, and I mean, after the Cleveland game, he had that one deep pass. I was like, all right, maybe he'll be at least a good deep threat for us. That's a good way to start the season, it's against the freaking Browns. But since then, it's just been all downhill. And what I think is going to happen is well, I hope it doesn't happen, but I could see it happening, where you get rid of him and he's going to go somewhere else and he's going to be good. Because that seems to happen to us.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll trade him to San Francisco. Chip will get him back. We'll trade him for like a swap of 7th-round picks just to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And he'll kill it.
Yeah, because if we cut him, it's like counts double against the salary cap than what he would be if we just kept him. So, excuse me, they're definitely going to try and trade him.
Yeah, and they got the petition out right now saying, that they would pay for his the dead cap space, whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah, I saw the GoFundMe going. There's a petition going around. Man, they're pissed. I listened to the radio sports talk today at work, and these people are calling in, man. They are pissed. It was kind of funny. It was funny.
It is funny. It's very funny because perspective. This was a 6-10 team heading into the season, and we're pissed off about a loss that we knew that we were going to lose. We're 5-5 right now. It's like, come on, guys. Like, fuck, man. Yeah. Nothing is ever good enough in this city.
That's what it seems like. It's a very reactionary city. But, I mean, I think what it is it's just, I said it before, it's not the result that bothers me. It's just the way it happened. It's like the team can play with anybody in the league. I'm convinced of that. But it beats itself. Even if Agler doesn't screw up and he doesn't cost us the touchdown and the potential field goal, we might still lose the game. But it's just like I'd like to have seen them be a little closer, They only lost by 11. It didn't feel like that. After that touchdown got called back, that took all the wind out of our sails.
Yeah. That felt like a 45 to 10 loss. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
We got pummeled.
Oh yeah.
We got pummeled, Now, if we could have hung around and stayed close, because what happened was once they started going ahead, so we were running the ball pretty well. Average, I think it was 4.35 yards per carry. Offensive line run blocking again, which is a positive sign, a great sign, because Seattle came in averaging 3.5 yards a carry allowed. That's 3rd in the league. So they're running the ball well. And what happened? They got ahead, and they still tried running the ball a little bit. But, it was very clear yesterday that Wentz just didn't have a good game, plain and simple. He looked like shit. That is the best secondary in the league. And, he played like a rookie. So.
Yeah, Wentz struggled. Like I said before the show, he's really starting to revert back to some of his bad habits, and I think they worked out of him after they drafted him. But that's kind of what rookies do. So I think, he's still got it between the ears, which is the most important thing at that position. So I'm looking for him to rebound and play better at home against a soft Packers defense. And I'll say one thing, man. I was roasting him earlier this year, but Jason Kelce's been playing a lot better. I mean, that touchdown that got called back, he freaking outran Ertz down in the end zone and was blocking people. Like, it was great effort on that. And I know one other thing I noticed. I know people are saying Fletcher Cox isn't having a great year, and he's not putting up the stats or anything, but you can argue he has a big part of why Brandon Graham's doing so good. But on that precise touchdown run, I'm seeing Fletcher Cox outrunning our defensive backs trying to catch him. And to me, that's just how that's Cox is giving a full effort. It seems like some of these guys they're not, and that's just it's inexplicable to me. There's no way defensive back should be getting beat in a freaking race down the field by a 300-pound tackle.
No, I agree with you. I don't know what the fuck Jalen Mills is doing on that play. Flailing tackle.
Gosh.
Yeah, Rodney McLeod took a terrible angle. So dude, I'm glad you said that about Jason Kelce, because I thought that Atlanta game was one of the best games he played in his career. And I did a film study. I looked at it. I mean, and Doug is understanding how to use him, because he's only like 290 pounds. He's not going to push people backwards. So what was happening was they were getting him on the boundary. They were pulling him, the outside zone stuff, the fucking sweep plays. And when they were getting him matched up, they were pairing him with Brandon Brooks on a double team. He was also getting some seals yesterday too, that one-on-one. So it's not like he was getting a lot of help from Brandon Brooks either. But I'm very, very encouraged by what I've seen from him the last 2 weeks, and he's the main reason why the Eagles have run the ball really, really well.
Definitely, and I mean he loves it in Philly. He's on record saying that he likes being here. He wants to end his career here, and he knew like he listens to he sees what people says about him. Like he goes on the radio. I think he's on WIP morning shows once a week, and Cataldi doesn't hold back. You know, he doesn't disrespect him, but he doesn't hold back. He'll ask him about his performance, and Kelsey's like, I know I got to play better. I know I'm better, and I think it kind of lit a fire in his ass. He's playing a lot better now, and he's so valuable making the calls up front, taking that pressure off Wentz too. But, you know, it was getting to the point that people were starting to say, how long can you leave him in there? Well, I think that question's answered now. He's in there for good. The thing that concerns me is I don't know how long Vaitai is going to be out. We're going to have to kick Barber out to tackle, which I don't know.
Yeah, he's Dougie had his press conference today. He's week to week. He's probably going to be out until Lane's back, I would think. So. Yeah,
and it sucks because Vaitai's been playing a lot better, and I actually think Wisniewski's been playing real good at guard. If I'm not mistaken, at one point in the game, I know they started Barber, but I saw Wisniewski in there, and I don't know if they pulled Barber and put him back in or what. But
Barber played right tackle once Vaitai went out.
Oh, okay, and that was – when did Vaitai get hurt at the end of the game, didn't he?
Oh, fuck. I don't even know.
I saw in the second quarter, I saw Wisniewski in there. I don't know. Maybe Barber got shaken up for a play.
Yeah.
But I think Wiz has been playing good.
I'll watch the tape. I'll figure that out. I'll let you know. Well, you have the replay, too. You have my password, so you can check it out. I'm not giving anyone else the password, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go, I want to talk about Wentz real quick because, you know, we talked about this a little bit pre-show. I feel like Philadelphia is scared and insecure to critique him. I think some of it is like they have him on this pedestal. And I also think some of it has to do with Dak Prescott's success. Because people don't want to admit that he's not, you know, Prescott right now, the last couple games, he's been better than Wentz, and people don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I think, I think when the Eagles played them, I thought Wentz played pretty good, for like 3.5 quarters. And then, Dak made the plays when it counted, and he's got more talent. We always say that. But no, the last couple games, Dak has played really good, and Wentz has not looked that good. I mean, he looked good against Atlanta, like we said.
Yeah.
He, like I mentioned it earlier, he's reverting back to his old mechanical flaws, things he got away in college that he can't in the NFL. His footwork's not good. He's feeling pressure that's not there. And his release is like not as sharp as it used to be. It's kind of like seems like it's a little more dragged out now, which I think could be leading to some of those overthrows. So, I mean, I think, if he can bounce back, have a good game against Green Bay, it'll be good for his confidence. But I don't know what they're doing because his mechanics haven't been improving, and they're obviously seeing it on film. If they want to wait till the offseason to fix that, I think that's a mistake. Why not do it now? The longer he plays like that with the flawed mechanics, the harder it's going to be to fix it.
Yeah.
And we weren't supposed to be here in the beginning of the season, but we are in the running for a wild card. So you need to play and practice like that. Can't just, say the season, we're going to be 8-8, 9-7, and just play for next year. No, we have the potential to get 10 wins and get a wild card spot.
Yeah, I agree. And it's what's happening now. It's like it's not only just the overthrows now. Like yesterday, he had some severely, underthrown balls too, which was like, what the fuck? Like bouncing the ball at
the one deep ball to Treggs. I know he was running out of room in the end zone, but Treggs was beat. He had the coverage beat. He was behind him, and Wentz just didn't put enough on it. If he would have thrown it to the back of the end zone, he might have hit him in stride. But I think it ended up getting picked. That was the interception. One of them.
Well,
one of the balls
dropped. There was two deep ones to Treggs. One for the end zone, then the other one you're thinking about was the one that was intercepted.
Okay,
yeah. But Wentz is like throwing these fucking low balls like he's fucking Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, right. We had enough of that. I like Donovan, but those throws at the guy's feet, they got really frustrating.
Yeah. Oh, I love Donovan.
Telling about Treggs is, and we knew this. But people thought Treggs was going to come in and make a world of difference. He knows he's a speed guy. He can run down the field straight. Like, that's it. And that's clear and evident to everybody now.
The one-trick pony, and he's even on that big play he made, it was basically a miscommunication with the cornerback and safety. Safety was just late on picking him up. The cornerback was in zone, and people were like freaking out, like, oh my god, he's such a weapon. And he had one fucking catch. Like, come on, dude.
And to be honest, Chip Kelly cut him. And Chip Kelly, if he was any good, Chip Kelly's not cutting a guy. Because, I mean, I know what he did here in Philly, but that was because of, like, personality flaws and stupid shit like that. He wasn't cutting Bryce Treggs in San Francisco, of all places, if he had anything to offer. I mean, he might, to be honest, if we address the position in the offseason, he might not even be on the team next year.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I warned people. I told them not to drink too much of that Treggs Mad Elf. I told them, and they didn't fucking listen. They didn't listen.
Fans are, dude. They're the most reactionary fan base in the country. You know, we'll win Monday. We're going back to the Super Bowl. We lose to Cincinnati.
You know it. You know? Fuck, man. God, but we can keep it level-headed. That's why we love each other.
Exactly. You know, it's we were probably both yelling at the TV yesterday, but you know, you wake up today and you got to look at it objectively. You know, they did beat themselves, I think, but Seattle they're the better team, and that was clear.
Seattle's fucking elite. Seattle's an elite fucking team. Yeah. We're just good.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they've been in 2 of the past 3 or 4 Super Bowls, so
2 of the last.
Because they won one.
2 of the last
2 of the last 3. Because they beat Denver, and then they lost to New England, and then last year Denver won. So, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. We'll about end this show now. You got anything else you want to say?
No, just looking forward to the game tonight, and it's getting to be that time of year. It's getting cold out. That we're going to have Thanksgiving football on Thursday, so it's going to be my favorite time of year, man. The holiday season. College and NFL, so I'm excited for that, and hopefully we do this show on probably Tuesday next week because of the Eagles game. We're celebrating a win.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the schedule works itself out. I'll be going to the game next Monday night. So
yeah, me too. I'll be there.
Yeah, you're always there. So I'll be seeing you there. I got a couple people I want to beat. I know E-Rock wants to christen me in the 4th and John tailgate. I'm not sure if you're familiar with 4th and John. But, yeah, E-Rock, yeah. So he wants to get me up. You know, he wants to christen me. Now, I got to write a recap of the game, so I can't get, like, sloshed. But that's not going to stop him.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for me. I actually because, you know, the people I go with, we always have a designated driver, being safe and everything, you know. And I offered to do it for the Thursday and Monday night game since I can't take off work the next day. So I have to go from like Collegeville all the way to my home in Percy and then take the train to the subway to the stadium. So I'm not going to be getting there till like 7 o'clock. And it's annoying, but you know what it is because I don't have to drive for the freaking Dallas or the Redskins game. So that's cool with me.
There you go. All right. Well, I'll just say this before I leave, because I think the funniest thing I heard on Treggs was somebody was trying to tell me he was Antonio Brown, and I don't know if I showed you that fucking tweet or not, but that was the best one.
Yeah, that's absurd. Antonio Brown is like one of the best receivers in the league. That guy. The only thing similar about them is their sizes, I think. They're, like, similarly sized.
That's, like, what the guy was getting at. Like, oh, well, he's small just like Antonio Brown. Doesn't mean he can't be like him. Antonio Brown was a 6th-round pick.
He runs the best routes in the league. I mean, come on. That's absurd.
People are fucking dumb, dude. Like, they're just hopeful. It's just all hopefulness. You know, people have it, like, they never even saw Bryce Treggs play. And they're like fucking talking about like, come on, like Jesus.
Did you see EDP's rant?
The Nelson Aguilar rant?
Yeah.
Oh, of course I did. I love EDP.
That was wild, man. I watched it last night and I was like, oh my. Are you doing a show with him tonight?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, he's gonna have a lot to say.
Yeah, you know it's funny because before the game, we're both like. Yeah, we're not going to get too angry because we both know the Eagles are going to lose, and then he still got angry.
Yeah, because it's because they beat themselves. Like, I mean, that's 10 points you leave on the board in a road game against Seattle. That's just not winning football. So we've been talking about that a lot. I'm done with it. I'm putting it behind me.
All right, on the Green Bay, we're gonna win, and everybody's gonna say we're going to the Super Bowl again because that's what Philadelphia does. James Worthington, I'm Adrian. Thank you. We're out. Peace.
Exactly.